What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and we're here with Painkiller already, episode 18. And Woody is not interrupting me this time. And we're doing another one live on Justin TV. If you ever want to be a part of the live Painkiller already, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Time, Thursday night, Justin TV. We usually put up a video. Be there, be square. First topic of the day, community punching bag.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I was hoping you'd do that.
All right.
So let me scroll up and get the exact quote because we said it before the podcast started. So he said, for the record, oh, wait, that wasn't it. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through this thing. I'm changing my title from creative strategist to senior punching bag. Everything you find unbalanced, I'm personally responsible for. So this is 402. His title is community strategist, and what he does is he listens to feedback from the community, and then his job is to pass it on and influence Infinity Ward to fix the problems in the game. And I think everyone who plays a lot of Modern Warfare 2 knows that he hasn't been that effective, right? There are a lot of people that agree, say one-man army noob tubes, tac inserts, that these things need work. And everyone's beaten up on this guy, and I guess he's starting to get to him. So he also said that his tongue was planted firmly in his cheek. I don't have the whole title there, but
yeah, that's a cop-out.
I kind of feel for him. You know,
I don't feel for him at all. Because if he
would
was doing
think
his job
you of all
effectively,
people would.
Tac and search wouldn't be in the fucking beta of Black Ops. Look at there.
So the thing is
matter of
this.
fact, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of that one bitch motherfucker you have at every job. You know, the guy who thinks that somebody else could be a better leader than you, so he runs behind your back and tells the boss every time you fuck up when you're in a position where you have some kind of lead role. That's the kind of motherfucker that 402 sounds like.
See, I see it differently. Like the community got to him, right? And this guy gets what we get times 1,000. You know, we think we're in the public eye to some extent by having a YouTube channel with between 50 and 100,000 subscribers. That's a tiny bit, right? This guy has 10 million people ragging on him. This guy, you know, one of the other podcasts, they made fun of his baby all the time. It gets rough, man. So when he kind of goes over the edge and has a moment where, you know, he talks about what's on his mind, I cut him some slack. That is a rough job. And you might think, like, if you're out there, I'll take a step back. I used to watch the Howard Stern show. And some of the guys on that show, they would, like, I got the feeling, who knows what's show and what's real, but I think sometimes they were genuinely upset by all the abuse that the fans would dish out. That poor Baba Booey guy, people would walk up to him and say Baba Booey or whatever all the time. And as I watched the show at, 19, 20 years old, I'd think, dude, I'd be fine with that. I'd love that job. I don't care what these people think. They're all crazy. Right. Try it. Try waking up and having hundreds of people tell you suck. Or, and then these guys get it in person. It's a rough gig. So when this poor guy goes online and says, hey, I'm obviously responsible for all the trouble with sarcasm there, I cut him a break. That must suck to have that kind of job where you're just community punching bag.
You know what sucks? Getting one-man army noob tubed while I'm trying to shoot somebody with my FAL, but the red dot doesn't work. That's what fucking sucks.
Yeah, I've got to say, that's the guy's job. And honestly, like, if he doesn't like the abuse, then he should change his title to community sales manager, because that's what he is. He's a salesman. He's not what he says he is. He's not a community manager or whatever silly title whatever silly title they give him next week. No. He's there to sell more copies of the game. If he does an interview with somebody or he actually speaks publicly about the game, it's all about selling more copies of the game, not looking for feedback. I've never seen him go out there and say, hey guys, what do you think about this one-man army YouTube thing? Because some people said I don't like it. No, he's never said that. He's like, hey guys, new map pack's out, buy it.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing. Every time I've ever seen his, his big-eared ass, that he's promoting a map pack or something, he never goes, hey guys, Infinity War's here, and we've been working hard on the patch. We actually were bringing you backstage right now to show you how some of the coding works. No, we don't get that. We get, what's up, guys? I'm a stealth clown. I'm going to stick right behind this shit. This map's so multicolored, you're going to have a seizure as soon as you look at the son of a bitch.
I hate that, too. You know what I loved Call of Duty 4 because everything was kind of beige. It was kind of beige and gold-colored and, like, it was kind of like washed out, and you could pick up enemies really easily. Now in Modern Warfare 2, it's like a fucking cornucopia of colors. I mean, it's beautiful, but I mean, it's not an RPG. I'm not playing it for the beautiful scenery as I like run on some quests.
On the beautiful thing,
you know what else I hate? The map's name's Carnival, but it's not a fucking carnival. It's an amusement park.
That's true.
That shit.
So on the colorful maps, I agree with you about the playability, but I kind of cut them a little slack for learning it. Right? I think the next game should say, all right, it turns out that colorful realistic is bad, because colorful in Team Fortress is awesome. Colorful in Halo, not a problem. Colorful in Modern Warfare 2 suddenly becomes like a camouflage. And like, I loved the maps when I walked around. It wasn't until I got enough playtime that I realized, oh, this is kind of rough. I can see how it slipped through their internal testing. But I don't know. You guys had a pretty good point on how he's not doing his job well, and he's not. And people say, look, his job is just PR guy. Well, you know what? Your job's also to influence, right? I'm measured by things I don't directly control in my job. It's my job to influence. It's my job to be an internal salesman of my ideas and concepts to get them done. And, it's his job too. He can't just say, well, I got denied. Well, dude, that means you suck. Don't get denied next time. It's part of your job.
That's true.
There you
Man,
go.
it'd be nice if they put out, like, why did you get denied? Like, if you apply for, like, a credit or something and it doesn't go through, they send you a fucking paper telling you why you didn't get credit. Why can't we get a fucking, patch thing like that?
Right, because it would take 2 whole days to write that patch. I don't understand what the deal is. This game sold $1 billion. Put a patch out.
We put this up before. DICE has rebalanced weapons 3 times, come out with 6 different map variations, and working on Medal of Honor and Battlefield 3 at the same time. They can't put out a patch that fucking centers the fucking red dot. Fuck you, Infinity Ward.
I heard Activision described as this. They're like, Activision is like a man whose wife has died 5 times in a row. They're different wives. He's like, he might be really unlucky, but I wouldn't marry him. And that's how I'm looking at Activision, man. Every time they hook up with these subsidiaries, they start hating Activision, their parent company, and they do a terrible job with support. It's not good. And anyone who's pro Activision, I think is just really bad with pattern recognition at this point.
I think Activision is around so long. They've been around since like Atari, the 70s. They've been around this long because they're cutthroat. They're all about making the motherfucking money, and they're willing to cut corners. You ever work for a guy that wants to do more with less? That's Activision. It's not like a community thing. Like, if you can't push these carts, we're going to get somebody else to push these carts cheaper for longer. Hey, I have a new topic, and this comes from the stream. If you guys are listening to this like on your iPods or whatever, there's a live stream of this, and there's a scrolling chat, and they help us come up with topics. And someone wants to know when we got our first firearms, and when you think people should get their first firearms. So, Kyle, you want to go first? When did you get your first gun?
I know when I shot my first gun. I was 4 years old. I was shooting like 22 pistols and 22 rifles because I remember in my Ruger Mark II 22 pistol, I remember getting the webbing between my index finger and my thumb caught in the hammer because the hammer comes out of the back and like slams. I remember that happening specifically. And so yeah, I was 4.
It would have ruined my Aquaman vibe.
No, not at all.
I never deal with my web fingers.
I didn't even know who Aquaman was until I was like 20 years old. I've never been much of a comic book guy, but yeah, I've been shooting guns my whole life. My dad's been shooting guns his whole life, and so like, I don't know. I think I killed my first deer when I was like 8, and I was killing deer with a bow when I was 12. So, I mean, I kind of grew up in an environment where there are literally guns all over the house, and like people think I'm exaggerating. They're like, yeah, he had a safe with some guns in. I'm like, no, like every other corner had a gun in it. I mean, like literally, because like this is if you see a deer out in the field, like all right, I'm gonna grab a rifle and go kill it now. And but as far as somebody else, as far as them getting their first gun, I would definitely recommend like if you like 20, 25 years old, somewhere in there. You don't want to be like 18 and go pick up a gun and not know what the hell you're doing. You're just gonna shoot your
Shoot your eye out.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot your eye out, and and then the bullet's gonna shoot your brains out because it's not a BB gun.
Oh, I guess it's my turn. Age 12.
Age 12?
Age 12. Ruger 1022.
Oh, that's a good rifle, man.
I shot many a birds and rabbits with it.
I need one of those. I've been wanting one of those forever.
Oh, it's a fantastic. I still have my Ruger 1022.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive now. I want one of the ones that's got.
What? It's like $150, brand new.
A Ruger 10/22 rifle.
Yeah.
Last time I was at Franklin's in Athens, they were like $800.
You sorely mistaken. You get them at Walmart all damn day.
I think we're having some kind of disagreement here. I don't know about that. I'm talking about I don't know what kind of rifle you're talking about, but I'm talking about the ones with the really nice stocks and with the bull barrels and the good, match triggers and stuff like that.
All right.
So everybody's always got to bring up the $20,000 shotgun. Thank you, Woody.
I didn't say a word. What was I going to say? The first time I shot a gun was in Boy Scouts. I was probably 10 years old. I wasn't raised around guns like you guys were. And I think I bought my first gun just, 2-3 years ago in my mid-30s. And, that's about it. I was going camping by myself a lot. And I don't know if you guys have been camping by yourself very much. And there's probably some people out there who were like, dude, there's nothing frightening about it. Don't worry. But for me, it was weird. Like, I go out in the woods totally solo. It is blacker than black. You can't see your hand in front of your face. And I'm out there alone, and something's moving in the woods. And I don't know what the hell's going on. There's mountain lions out there. It sounded big enough, and it was spooky. And this happened repeatedly. And then one time I went camping in the woods. I thought I was all alone, and then I hear human voices. And there's a couple of them. And I'm like, what the heck is anyone doing out here? And it just made me feel better to have a gun by my side. So that was why I got my first gun. And then they just kind of multiply. They, first you have a pistol, you're at the range, you're getting better at it. I took some courses, I did my thing. And I look over there, and there's the rifle range. And that looked kind of cool. These guys are like super accurate, and they're hitting quarters from a mile, not a mile literally, but like 100 meters. And so I bought a scoped rifle. And then Mosin Nagants are so cheap, and they're so interesting because, real soldiers held them in World War II. So I picked up one of those. And then I needed a smaller gun that fit in the truck. And I stopped there. But, that's how it happened.
You don't stop there. You buy the shotgun for home defense to go right along with it.
Yeah, the problem with the shotgun is so I have a family, and that means that I really need a reliable safe. With the other rifles, I just store them separately from the bullets. So I keep all the bullets.
Why don't you just take
the
the bolts out of them?
Well, I could do that, but
I gotta disagree with
the same thing. Go ahead.
The children should be trained to use the guns in home defense. That's the point. The kids should have guns in their rooms too. That's how we did it.
My son is a special situation. That's not a viable option.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I would need to lock up my if I were to have a shotgun for home defense, that would mean that it's armed and or loaded. I mean to say, and that would mean I need a good safe.
No, you just keep the ammunition in your bedside. Keep the shotgun in a corner.
Honestly, Wings, though, by the time you realize someone's in your house, do you really have time to hop out of bed?
Well,
grab
I don't have people. I don't have little kids in my house. My shotgun's right there,
I'm
fully loaded.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm more for the keep a loaded pistol, right? That'll be a fine home defense weapon. I think it's a better home defense weapon than an unloaded shotgun.
No. First off, a pistol has a lot more penetration than those little shotgun pellets do.
Exactly. So it goes through the wall.
It killed your kid while sleeping.
Yeah. No. The thing is, shotguns go through walls more than you guys give credit for. I think it's something like 8 layers of drywall.
I've shot a sheetrock, and 4 pellets went through it out of I think 14 or 15.
At what range?
You need to go
about
to
50 yards.
Boxoftruth.com. 50
yards.
yards.
Woody's house is.
Yeah, I know. This isn't Kyle's house, baby. So yeah, no. If you shoot drywall at some closer range, like 3 yards, it'll go through 7 or 8 layers. It's something crazy like that.
But
Boxoftruth.com.
First off, you got pictures, you got TVs and shit to get in the way, and you got a human body. Hopefully, you're not going to miss the human body with your shotgun.
Now they want to know how big my house is. Now you've done it.
You mean no? Everybody's house doesn't have an echo when you talk?
Yeah.
What, you don't have a butler?
Do you guys have
butler is trained in self-defense. I don't have to worry about that stuff.
Kyle's the only guy I know that enjoys indoor hang gliding. You guys don't do that?
Oh, man. Kyle was probably swimming in
Yeah,
money.
but the shotgun's a better tactic, Woody, because first off, your heart's up, you're excited. You don't want to have to aim down sight with a pistol. A shotgun's an area of effect weapon. Very little penetration compared to like a 9mm or a 40 cal or 45, which would go clean through drywall, and damage other things. Or like a 9mm shoot through a human and bust your new TV up. Now you have $3,000 TV and you got to go to court.
If you're trying to convince me a shotgun's the ultimate home defense weapon, you're sold. It's just not the problem in my house is I need to buy a safe along with it, and that involves like storage, and the safe itself is more than the shotgun.
I've got 3 of them.
Really? Are you talking about the big, heavy, fireproof, like
I got 3 Browning
shapes?
Fireproof safes.
See, that's a pricey thing right there.
I got a brand new one the other day. I'm tempted to run away and take a picture of it real quick and come back with it. It's a nice one.
I got 46 guns, Woody. You don't think I own a gun safe?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. You obviously have the gun budget going on there.
Well, I used to. I used to have really too many bills. I'm just birds. I see a gun, I'd buy it.
I got one that's got the digital keypad, and it's got the like silver like I don't know, like bank vault handles that you got to like spin to open it up. It's pretty badass.
See, mine's all little clock with the bank vault handles.
Yeah.
You had to actually put in a combination, and you spin the handle, and it opens up.
Oh, here's a question for Wing.
But they weigh 600 pounds apiece.
Look, Krunkskunk just asked me. He says, "What would you do if someone climbs through a window and tried to snatch your people up?"
Did I just not mention the loaded 12-gauge shotgun over there?
Hey, I have a topic here. I want to talk about Hallie's topic. Why is the KD expectation on YouTube going up all the time? Then if you clock a 50-7 game, you might not upload it because it's just because of the 7 deaths because you didn't hit like 10-1 KD. What do you guys? First of all, my expectations are lower, but I have noticed the trend online. For me, I think I have a 44-5 game to upload. Although I'll mention one of those deaths was because a friend had a nuke, but I'll upload that.
Woody, it's hard to hold that 42 KD you have.
It's down to 40 now. I'm getting crushed. So what do you guys think about the KD ratio sort of expectation on YouTube going up? I disagree. Y'all go first. Let me go first. So I think that the question is wrong, right? A lot of guys are saying that the KD ratio has grown out of control. If you don't get 70 kills, it's not a good video, etc. I've gone the other way. If I went 70-1, I'd upload that. Don't let me kid you. But the games that I get really excited about are the ones where it was super hard to win and I was the man. Even if I went like 30-5, if I capped 6 flags along the way and I feel like our team would have been nothing without me, that's when I'm most excited. Those competitive games are the ones I'm getting the best response from, not the ones where I managed to find 6 people with multiple sclerosis on the other team and rape them all day long. That's not a good video anymore. So what do you guys think? What about the KD?
I I don't care anymore. If I think the game, I can tell at the end of the game if it's gonna be something I'm gonna upload. If it felt right, I'll upload it. Especially with those live commentaries that I do. I don't care I'll upload it if it's 23, 25 kills and 2 or 3 deaths because for me it's all about having fun and giving people a sense of what I'm thinking while the game's going on. I think my channel's more about me than my gameplay. If you don't like me, you're not going to enjoy my videos. That's just the way it is.
See, I'm going the Woody's direction. The game, I'm still holding myself to a gameplay, but I don't hold myself to a KD gameplay anymore. When I first came out, I thought that's what people wanted to see, the big scores. And for the most part, the big scores aren't fun to watch. If they were fun to watch, White Boy 7th Street's channel would have blown the fuck up. Because he goes 100K, he gets 100 plus to 10 deaths every game. He gets a 9 KD every game. But it's boring to watch. I don't want to see that. Woody, remember that game we had on Rundown where I went 60 and 4 and I had like 2 chopper gunners, and I was doing the dual combos. I ain't uploading this because they were just looking at the sky every time I turned around the corner. It's just getting lucky. See, me personally, I prefer the more objective gameplay to watch. Like my last game, I did well. I went like 62-19, but I felt I played a large role in us winning the game, so I uploaded it. That's why Battlefield is a lot harder for me to upload, mainly because every game I get into, I'm spawn trapping people, and there's not really fun to watch. That's why my videos have been so lackluster lately, and I don't really want to get back into Modern Warfare 2. So I think the actual gameplay is important, but nobody has a 6 KD. Even C-Nanners don't have a 6 KD. He doesn't, do that every day in and day out. That's what you call a lucky game. And I think people are putting that on the commentators to try to belittle them so they can make themselves feel better. Does that make sense? Because people don't want to feel like you're better than them at anything.
Yeah, it's Modern Warfare 2. It's kind of like driving to me, right? Everybody thinks they're better than average. You're not. You're not.
Everybody, and I mean, like I've seen it many times. Like the second you say, like somebody's like, "Wow, how'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm playing with a bunch of good people, and they're really good, and they're better than the people that you know and the people that you play with." No lies, impossible.
Yeah, my win-loss ratio lately has been over 100. I'm sure. I mean, I just wrapped up a win streak of 179, and even before and after that win streak, we win a lot. And so probably over the last month or so, my win-loss ratio is, I don't know, 125, 150. So people ask how I do it, and it's like, well, sometimes, first of all, I always play the objective. Sometimes I have good games, and I actually help us win a lot. And sometimes my teammates are so strong, I couldn't lose. Right? I could have sat there and RPG'd myself all game long, and we'd have won with 5.
This makes me bring up the point I got on my last video. I asked for people, strong Battlefield players, with 2 KD, 2 win-loss, and they're like, KD doesn't matter about the game. Dude, KD does matter. I mean, it might not matter as much as, somebody is willing to screw the KD and go for the objective that one game, but a strong player can consistently kill other people in the game. If your KD is like 1.09 or something like that, that tells me you're making poor decisions somewhere in your game. Somewhere, like either you're running to the bomb and not thinking about it, or you're not adjusting to alternate routes. You're not thinking about how I could get to this bomb some other way than brute force. 1.9 KD is what it is. I mean, it describes you as what you are.
No, there's more to it. See, I disagree with that partially, right? KD is important because you're trying to win games, and you can't get a lot done if you die too much, right? There's hardly anything you can accomplish in either Battlefield or Modern Warfare that you can do while you're dead. So,
and let me ask you this, Woody. The people we play with, does anybody have under a 2 KD?
I don't know. Probably not. Not too many.
Every person we play with on Modern Warfare 2 is around a 2.3 all the way up to a 3. And that's because they're strong players. A strong player, even if he's playing the objective, can outshoot most people.
The thing is, and that's true, but so KD is a measure of how many of your gunfights you're winning. But it's how many gunfights you're winning isn't the whole piece of it. All of us could probably have 3 KDs or higher, maybe 4 even, or higher, if we ignored the objective, if we just rocked KD whoring every single game. There are lots of times I could have let the team lose and earned another Harrier or something like that, but I never do that. I'm always about the win. And so you have to look at more than just
nothing.
KD. That's not
KD
true.
is
No.
nothing.
You've lost touch with the rest of the world.
I would bet money I could go on my own without a party, running nothing but domination public, and I'd hold over 2 KD and an over 4 win-loss ratio.
No doubt. Yeah, running by myself doesn't hurt my KD. Especially if I'm willing to lose. Dude, I can go in pub matches and have great KDs. But what hurts my KD is capping flags, planting bombs, doing those things that it takes to win.
I mean, the main thing that hurts my KD, like I'm only at 3 KD now because of noob tubes. If they took noob tubes out of the game, I'm a 5-6 KD player. Easy. What do you think, Kyle?
I absolutely agree. Like, people are going to say, like, no, you don't get noob tube that much. And they're thinking to themselves, they're only counting in their head the deaths. They're not counting the kill streaks that you would have gotten due to not being killed by the noob tube. How many times have you been, on a 4-kill streak about to get that predator in Ground War, and you got noob tubed? When that predator would have gotten you 2 or 3 kills, gotten you your Harrier, which would have gotten you pay blow, and accumulated yourself an extra 10 kills for that life. When instead you got noob tubed and maybe you got a bad spawn and died 2 more times. And instead of having 15 more kills and 0 deaths, now you've got 0 more kills and 3 more deaths due to that one noob tube.
And another topic I want to get onto, I watched a Kyle video. It's a live commentary on Wasteland, and you see these motherfuckers hiding in the cave. I hate those motherfuckers.
I hate them too. God, I hate them. I wish there were some. Let me tell you what they should have done on Wasteland. On the top of that cave, there should be a little, like,
frag hole. They should have, like, a sign that says frag here.
Some guy in the chat just said, on the contrary, if you're jumping on the flag and dying 5 times in a row, you're giving him a predator. Well, no kidding, idiot. But the thing is, jumping on the flag does help you win games. And, sometimes you even die once while you're at it.
You got to think about it.
There's
when
a balance,
jumping
right?
on the flag wins games. People are like, man, Woody's right. I should jump on the flag more. And they'll go to the next game, they'll run straight to the flag every time.
The way you really do it is you approach carefully. You get all the kills that it takes to gain map control of the flag area. Make sure that you got the direction that they're coming from covered and own the flag that way. The thing is, that's how you cap a flag, right? Slowly advance, get your map control, own that, steal the flag. Because not capture the flag. Domination is about map control. The thing is, doing that is more dangerous than sitting in your own spawn and working your KD. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you're going forward, you're approaching them. Sometimes they've got 3 guys on their own flag, and you're trying to take them all out and take it from them. That's dangerous activity. It's much safer to sit back there in the bunker and get kills, or wherever it is you are. Sit behind some barrel and wait for someone to walk by your site. You can do that and have a high KD and get losses, but you don't.
We're not talking about. We're talking about 2. 2 is the sign of a strong player in my book.
Yeah,
you would even have 2 KD jumping on flags.
I would even have KD. Do I have to tell you what happened last time we played 1-on-1?
Oh! Somebody on that close connection. And
don't be careful with your insults. There we go.
You remember the last time somebody faced me 1-on-1 in a non-linear map? Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly don't. We played 1-on-1 once, and you went down.
Oh, man, it was the same series of games. Somebody played me on, Showdown and got beat pretty badly.
You're talking about the god of YouTube. Yeah. All right. So, Wings beat someone you may have heard of, but
he beat the shit out of me on a linear map.
Yep.
That's why I don't like 1-on-1s. 1-on-1s don't describe a normal scenario. I mean, there's no teamwork involved. There's no discovery. There's no ambushing. There's no sounding. I mean, 1-on-1s means you're good at aiming. That's all it means you're good at.
I said it from podcast a couple weeks ago, and I like the way it went. 1-on-1s are a lot like 1-on-1 in basketball. Look, the skills are similar. You need to have a good shot. You need to have some ball handling skills, but there's more to being a good basketball player than there is to winning, playing 1-on-1 straight up basketball. It's in a real basketball game, there's 9 people on the court that you have to track, and you have to predict their motions. There's a lot that's going on. Getting a rebound in a 1-on-1 is different than getting a rebound in a full game because there's a lot more people. So they're real similar. Do they have anything in common at all? Yeah. Obviously. A great player is going to beat a bad one in either game type, but a guy like the Team Fear, any of those guys are going to have more than just 1-on-1 skills. So, hey, I have a topic. Did you guys get any fights in high school?
We already did that.
We did high school fights already?
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
All right, I didn't delete it from my list. Do you guys use gaming vocabulary in everyday life?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
How does that go over?
Well, my dog finds it very funny.
People usually look at me like, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, what's a noob?" Or like when you, this is kind of a funny story. I've been talking to this girl that works at a drive-through place near me, and she's half black. And the other day, I was like, "You just got owned," and she gave me a pretty weird look about that.
Pyro Puncher, he has a girlfriend, and he met her parents just recently. So going into it, he was like, "Hey, do you guys have any advice for me? You know, I'm about to meet my girlfriend's parents, and I want it to go well." And I tried to convince him to use lots of gaming vocabulary. I'm like, tell him their daughter's a beast, and that you rape kids every day. That'll go over huge.
My! Yeah, he was asking. I think he asked us all for advice on that one, and I was like, "Dude, I'm the last one you need to be asking advice. I'm going to get you arrested or something." You're talking about meeting some girl that you know over the internet that's a few hundred miles away. This could easily turn into To Catch a Predator. I want no part of this.
Wait, meeting a girl he knows over the internet? That's not right. No, Pyro?
Yeah.
You talking about that Scottish girl he's been after, where he had to drive like 8 hours to the ferry, and then get on it.
Oh, that one? I'm not keeping up with Pyro's love life, apparently, because I was on, I think, the previous girlfriend. Is he rocking 2 at a time?
Who knows?
Maybe we should be talking about Pyro's personal business.
Yeah, maybe we need a new topic.
I wouldn't want Pyro talking about mine. Not in front of 1,000 people.
Wow. I had no idea. I thought this was a safe topic. I thought that he had this, like, committed relationship with his girlfriend. It's going on 3 months now. He just met he's meeting her parents. No. He's he's rocking the second one. Taking the bus. And I heard something about this Scottish girl, but when I heard about her, she was more of a, do you think? He had an interest in her, but he didn't, have plans around her.
Yeah, see, I gave him the advice of I would not drive 12 hours for anything unless it's a guaranteed piece of pussy. And even then, money had to be changed hands.
Oh, my goodness. Wings always finds, like, the most delicate, like, sweet way to say things. You are a lot of things, Wings, and one of them, you are the most uncouth motherfucker I've ever met. We'll be talking about, like, the thing with the gay people last week. Like, if they're going to be fucking each other in the buttholes, that's fine with me.
Hey, I had a video. My most recent video. I have to replace it soon. Why did you start making YouTube videos? Why did you get into it?
Money.
So you came into this as a money making thing. You're like, all right, I'm going to grow my channel. I'm going to get a machinima contract, and I'm going to.
Well, they didn't have machinima contracts back then. I got laid off in October of last year, and basically, I did a little bit of job hunting, and I realized that the only place hiring to make any kind of decent money was Walmart, and that was like $9-10 an hour. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna go from making like $25 an hour to 10. I can't do that. And so I had unemployment coming to me. I had about a year's worth. So I was like, I'm gonna try to get some gaming on there and try to make side money and kind of mix and match them together. I'll get my gaming cred up now. And I was using more of it as an excuse not to do anything.
Yeah. And
so I got my gaming channel up, and right along the time, Machinima started up. So I started aiming for that. And then I slowly started building up. My new Modern Warfare 2 was coming out, and that was going to be my chance to grow big. Pick that up, and that's the reason I started, the whole YouTube thing. It was mainly for money, to be honest. I mean, that was the preliminary reason.
Kyle, why'd you make a YouTube channel?
Well, I remember, like, me and my cousin used to get on YouTube, and we started up watching, like, these Halo 2 montages, and I always thought those were really cool. And then one day we stumbled upon a Zergriz montage, and I, like, watched all. At that time, I guess there were, like, 4 of them already made, like, including his Call of Duty 2 stuff. And so I watched them all, and I was like, wow, this is some great stuff. I really enjoyed watching them. I'd never seen anything like that before. And I actually messaged him on Xbox Live, went fanboy on him, and I was like, hey, dude, I like those videos, man. I'd like to play with you sometime. And he actually sent me a friend request, like, out of the blue. So I ended up playing with him a good bit, Zergriz.
Wow.
This must have been way early on.
Yeah.
It was probably like a year into COD 4. No, not even that. It was probably like 3, 4, 6 months into COD 4, something like that. He'd already made 2 COD 4 montages, I guess. So he had a pretty big channel at the time. But anyway, so I was playing with him and Six Sins and Mr. Pigs, and I don't know if anybody even knows who those people are, but Poland. And we were, and I was always asking him about how he recorded, and he's like, yeah, you need the Dazzle, and he explained to me how to do it, and I went and got the Dazzle, and I hated it. And because the quality was just so bad, so I never actually even ended up doing anything with the Dazzle. But after then, I always wanted to make YouTube videos, and then, you know, like I guess a year and a half ago or whatever, I just finally decided I'd go ahead and actually buy a good capture card, and I got the Hava, and because I got the Hava because Hutch was getting the Hava, I was like, all right, I'll get one too, and we both quickly realized that it fucking sucked, and so then I went and got the Hop Hog.
That's the one you want.
But I mean, I guess, you know, yeah, I guess my inspiration was people like Zergriz and Hutch, and my motivation was just I thought it'd be fun to upload some of the cool little things that happen when you play. It wasn't gameplay commentaries at the beginning. It was just like, well, if you go back and look at my very first video, it's me doing this glitch on a guy using one of the turret guns, and I just completely on him. It's just really funny moments and stuff like that I wanted to post.
I got into it.
Let's speaking of that. Oh, I'm sorry, Woody.
You know, I told this story in my most recent commentary, but I got into it because I wanted to, like, I guess get closer to my YouTube heroes at the time, right? Like, so I started watching YouTube videos in an effort to get some help on playing better, and I'd watch guys like Hutch and Beyond and XCal just pwn everyone. And I was playing with my friends, and my friends were kind of regular people, not like, you know, YouTube commentator quality players. And we'd lose, and sometimes I'd get frustrated because my KD was getting hurt by playing with them. You know, I'd get into the game, there's airstrikes nonstop, there's helicopters up, and I'm positive. And I'm like, man, this is frustrating, because I died from an airstrike, and I'm like 12-2 at this point. That's not fair. You know, I got punished for you. And I thought if I had like a Hutch on my team, we'd never lose. So I bought a capture card, I bought a POG, and started uploading videos and just rocked with it. So I just wanted to be like a part of the community, a bigger part than I would be as a person who just was a fan.
All right, let's talk about this. You're talking about your old friends. Let's talk about the breakdown of where you transcend from your old friends list to your YouTube starting list. Because I made a big change there as well. Because when I first started out, I had all these people I normally would play with and this and that, and then the ego kind of starts playing in on it. And it's like, you know, I'm the guy who's carrying you guys. I mean, and then they start getting, they ask, are you you recording this, you recording that? Eventually you just delete every one of your old friends. I don't have any of my friends that used to be on my PS3 friends list.
See, I don't delete my friends like that. I don't play with them as much as I used to, but I actually just played with my pre-YouTube channel friends this week, and they stopped by my YouTube channel and left all these insults on it. Thanks, guys, jackasses. Yeah, so I didn't delete them like that.
Is it very frustrating playing with them?
No, it wasn't like that. You know, I think we won all our games actually, and you know, it was good times. I got to see him again. There's one of them that's really mad at me, and I have no idea why. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess from his standpoint, I didn't join their games as frequently. Left them for my better friend players, and now he's all heard about it. But what are you gonna do?
Give him ice cream.
Give him an ice cream? Yeah. I don't know. From my standpoint, it's like if you're gonna be that fragile about the relationship, you can keep it. I don't need some guy who's, you know, that hard. If maintaining a relationship is so hard that you can't take not playing with me for a little while, then that relationship wasn't worth it.
I got a topic. Have you ever made a friend on Xbox, someone you played with, who took your relationship a little farther than you were willing to take it? You know, they want to like call you at home and like, you know, send you awkward messages like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?"
Every week.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about. Well,
that's the normal case, right? Like everyone who I play with wants to like continue to foster this relationship. It happens every time.
No, I'm talking about like people are like, hey, I'm coming to Myrtle Beach next week. You want to hang out? No.
If they knew where I lived, I think they would. Like they, and yeah, I've had guys who say, hey, like one guy stalked me, discovered, my identity on other websites, and figured out where I lived, and then realized he lived near me and tried to take it to be a friendship. Like, this isn't a guy who called me because I gave him his phone number but didn't want him to use it. This is a guy who tracked me down and started offering to buy me food. Like, let's go to lunch together. I'll treat, so that we could be friends. And
no, here's the thing: if you live in Myrtle Beach and you own like a yacht that we can go out in the ocean in, and maybe do some fishing, I'm down. But if you own a Kia Sophia and you want to take me to fucking Hardee's, no, I'm not down.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hardee's breakfast, I'm down. I'm not going for one of those nasty ass thick burgers, but if you want to give me a gravy biscuit, some hash browns, like a sweet tea, come on, dude, let's go. Let's do some good stuff.
Sometimes I think it might be neat to do a beat up. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw that out there. This
like a
weekend?
roast?
No. Here's the deal. I'm going to the MLG Pro event over in Raleigh, and I think it's this weekend. And check it out, man. I'll see you there. So if any of you guys are going to the MLG Pro, I think I'm going to hang out mostly at that Halo area. And, if you see me, say hi.
Is it too late for me to get tickets to that thing?
I sure hope not. I haven't bought mine yet. Why, you down?
Raleigh's like 5 hours away from me.
I was just going to fly.
Freaking Kyle. In your jet, I guess?
No, I'm just got like a 2-engine prop plane.
Do you really have a 2-engine prop plane? Am I being gullible right now? There's no telling.
Can you swing by Myrtle Beach National and pick me up on the way? Actually, no, never mind. Conway has an airport that you can land on.
Wait.
No, I'll just hop out and parachute down. I'm making a real entrance. I'm coming down.
It's the 27th through the 29th. I just confirmed it. So I might take a day off from work and go check this thing out. It's $25 for a spectator pass, and they're still on sale.
I might go just to beat up Fear Moho and just be like, now who's the MLG Pro?
I think I could take Fear Moho.
Actually, it's Halo. They don't have Modern Warfare 2.
Oh. Well, I could probably take Walshy, too.
You think so?
Looks like a real skinny guy. I could definitely take Ogre 1 and Ogre 2. I could take both of them at the same time, I bet.
I've got a topic here. And I've had it on here for ages.
8-year-olds you can take, is it?
No. How to work for somebody. So who wants to talk about how to be successful at working for someone else's company?
I suck at that, so I'll let you guys handle that.
Well, it depends on the situation. If you're working for a corporation, you're really just working for you're the manager above you, really.
Yeah.
And I always try to be buddy with those guys. Not so much kiss their asses, just make sure that they saw me as an equal. Go and hang out with them and stuff.
That helps. So here's my take on it. When you're working for a corporation, this is a big company, your real objective is to make your manager look good. That's your deal. And it sounds almost Weasley. It sounds like, is this really right? But his job is to make his manager look good, and goes all the way up through the chain until we have the best interests of the company in mind, too. And making your manager look good can be a couple different things. On one part of it, it is making sure that the projects that he's in charge of are successful, and that helps everybody. Another part of it is, if you have any disagreements with that guy, take it private, right? Don't sit there and go over his head. Don't, do things in meetings that undermine him. That's not the key to success. If you want to do well in this thing, you have to make your manager successful, and then he'll take care of you. That's the deal. That's how you do well in a big corporation.
Oh, you can always do my way.
Oh my gosh! So does this involve cursing people out or asking them how they got this job?
No. It involves if the wife gets pregnant, you say his son's going to come out bow-legged and mad when he's not bow-legged and mad himself. Oh man! Oh, let me tell you this story. I used to work for a guy. I'm not going to say his name. It's going to say his first name was Jamie, and we had a crew supervisor named Sean. Well, through the plant, it was quite apparent that Sean and Jamie's wife were, two of a kind.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
That's not a good thing. So I got a topic, and this one's sort of especially relevant for me right now. You guys ever put a dog to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah? How did you choose the time?
Rifle.
No, not how did you execute it. How did you know it was the right time to put the dog down?
When he was biting and chasing people.
That's not the same situation. Kyle, have you ever done it?
Yeah.
And?
Oh,
I used a 9mm pistol.
You guys fucking suck at this. I'll go.
no, I got another one. I had to kill a dog hunting one time.
Really?
Yeah, I shot him. I shot him with my .45, but the reason I did it is because a raccoon had cut his belly open and he was laying there dying.
Yep, that sucks.
So
yeah, I've killed a lot of dogs. I've probably killed about 10 or 15 dogs.
I have a feeling it's not the same thing. That it's not quite member of the family, like putting your child down.
That was $1,000 black and tan.
I've killed two of them.
I was mad as shit that day.
I've killed two of them that were like family dogs. But I mean, the thing's laying there like suffering and dying. Like I'm not gonna pick it up and have it be in more pain and drive it somewhere so they can gas it. I'm just gonna shoot it in the head. That's what I would want if I'm him. Shoot me in the head, dog. Do it. Come on. Like I don't want you picking me up, dragging me to a hospital so they can surgically murder me. No, shoot me. Do it.
So I've put down 2 dogs in my life, and so one was sort of a family decision. I was 17, and this is the dog I grew up with, and it was really rough on me. So there's 2 ways that this goes down. One is the dog is in a slow decline, and that's not the preferable way, right? That when the dog is in a slow decline and you decide that you're going to end its life, then you always wonder, should I have waited 6 months? Did I wait 6 months too long? There's this indecision, and it's super hard to pick the date. The other dog, and this is about probably a year and a half ago, it was a yellow lab, and we had her for maybe 12 and a half years, something like that. And she had cancer, and you could see the cancer in her mouth, but it was also in her brain, and she was kind of suffering. And then one day, she just like fell off a cliff. It was terrible. She was she was having a hard time breathing. She was in terrible pain. And I look back and think we were kind of selfish because we kept her alive for the weekend to sort of say goodbye. And then we killed her on a Monday. And I have a dog right now, and he's in that slow decline phase. He's been in pain for a while, and we spent a lot of money on pain meds and such to help him out. He can't walk upstairs anymore. He's lost control of his bowels, right? So he used to have accidents in the house. He used to never have accidents in the house, and then they would slowly work their way in. Now, this dog will be laying on his side, and he'll go to the bathroom without getting up, and that's not normal dog behavior. So I think it's time we might do it tomorrow.
Take him a trip up the hunting swamp, huh?
Yeah, well, we take them to the vet, and then they what they did with the last
shit.
dog.
You're gonna pay $70 for a $2 bullet.
That'll be okay. What they do is they give the dog like a painkiller and make him a little loopy, and then they give him a something that kills him. That's how that goes down.
I've got a dog right now, and if you guys saw a while back, I changed my profile picture to a couple of her dogs, and like the white dog, like the one on the right, like she is. How old is that dog? Jesus. 9 years old, maybe 10 years. I don't know. Really fucking old for a little dog like that. She's a terrier, and she can't jump up on the bed anymore. And it's kind of sad. I've got steps made for it, but I'm hoping that one day she just like doesn't wake up. I'm hoping that's what happens.
I guess I'm more frugal than Kyle. I just cannot fathom paying $70 for somebody else to kill a dog.
I wonder if you think about the dog in the same way that I do, right? This is an inside dog. This dog spent many a night in
I understand.
bed.
My last dog that I had that was like somewhat big. Like we had a Boykin Spaniel. This is when I lived with my parents, and his name was Hunter. He lived 16 years, and I had to put him down. And I mean, it's just cheaper and it's more personal if you do it yourself than watching somebody else do it. Having somebody else do it is a cop-out. That's your dog. I mean, that's not the vet's dog. You're doing your
live
dog
in different places. Like, you don't go in the back of your subdivision by the swing set where 5 neighbors can see your yard and start killing your dog.
No, you take him to the swamp. You live in North Carolina. There's swamps in North Carolina. I guarantee it. There's one called Hunting Swamp. It's about 6 miles from here. There's a bridge. You go there, you let them out, you shoot them, let them draw right out into the swamp.
And then you let them, just fall into the swamp?
Fall into the swamp. The animals will eat it. All the energy will return back to the environment.
Yeah, I'm not doing it that way. That's not how it's going to go down. We're going to take this thing to the vet, and it's not really a cop-out. Like, we don't leave or anything and just let the dog go away. They put the painkiller, the dog lays there with his head on your lap, and you're right there with him in his last moments. That's how it's going to go down.
You gonna videotape you crying, Woody? I think that would be like a big YouTube video.
I cried when we put the other dog down. I hope not to this time around. It was hard on me, man.
You should have Jackie film this and put it on YouTube, and you get you one of 63 million view videos.
I'm not doing that. Hey, so somebody
would you guys not want to see Woody crying, holding a dog while he's getting put down?
No, what the fuck is wrong with you, Wings?
Thanks, Kyle.
Christ.
Yeah, man.
Look at all the yeses. Look at all the yeses.
There's a lot of no's in there, too.
These people are from the internet. These people are fucking sickos.
Yeah, these are the 63 million I'm talking about.
Hey, so here's a question. If you were starting a channel today, there's kind of an opportunity here with a lot of new games coming out. Medal of Honor, Halo, Modern Warfare 2. Do you think this is a good opportunity to get into YouTube commentating? And, which game would you pick? Would you try to do Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, thinking it'll be the biggest one? Or would you try to find a niche that's not taking so much? What would you do if you wanted to be a big-time YouTube commentator and you were starting now?
Let me just say this. Every other Battlefield commentator I know that didn't start out in Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty has a channel of about 6,000. Where I have a channel of about 95,000. Just something to think about.
Yeah, it's hard to not be on the top game. Like it's just going to be smaller if you're not in the top game. Kyle?
I mean, we went over this before. I mean, it's mainly about personality.
Yeah, I agree. It's not. I don't think it's about the gameplay. It does matter about the game though, because some people will like listen to your voice primarily. But they'll just kind of like stare at the screen blankly and see you run around in Call of Duty, whereas they may not want to see you play Madden football. I have no interest in watching somebody play Madden football. I'm sorry to anybody who like that's your primary thing and your channel's called like Madden 11. Like I can't. There's no way I can watch somebody.
Let me speak on this. I something that's kind of mine. Like I recently, Fisticuffs put out 3 videos down talking PS3 guys. And I went and called Fisticuffs up on Skype, and I had a conversation with him. And the reason he said he did it is to help his channel grow. I'm like, dude, that doesn't help your channel grow. Trust me, it doesn't. That's why you only have 30,000 subscribers right now, because this controversy does not work. You got to think about your fan base. Your fan base is going to be kids sitting at the lunch table talking to other people. And if you're getting a bad rep for everything you do, and you can't pull it off eloquently, the people are going to be like, you like fisticuffs? You're not my friend no more. Push you off the lunch table. I mean,
do you think that happens? Do you think somewhere in like a middle school there are kids who are like, there's like an FPS Kyle table over there with like 3 little weird kids at it,
and then the
like
Woody's table with all the hot shots, the good-looking girls.
Yeah, there's a Wings of Redemption table over there, like 2 little fat kids plotting to bring guns to school the next day.
Look at this, because I bring up a valid point to him. Like, personality is what sells people. People want to relate to you. They want you to like their favorite game. They want you to be humble and not downtrot their system. Like, if you talk bad about the PS3 people are going to naturally hate you. It does not mean anything. It's just a burning desire. I felt it myself when I only owned a PS3. Like, he's talking bad about the PS3. It's just a natural desire to stick up for your product. And a good example of this is Fisticuffs versus Junkyard. Fisticuffs has natural playing ability. He's a 2 KD rusher, whereas Junkyard has no motor skills whatsoever, but they both have the same size channel because Junkyard is more likable.
Yep. You wanna hear something funny about Junkyard? I probably shouldn't even say it, but
I can't wait though.
I thought of this when Woody said earlier about the guy that was like tracking him down and stuff. First of all, let me just say, it was not me who did this, and if it were me who did this, I wouldn't be talking about it right now. But I have it on good authority that a fellow commentator tracked Junkyard down called him up on the phone and then referred to him as Junkyard over the phone. And Junkyard was like, "Who is this?" And then they hung up, and then they never called back. I just thought that was hilarious because I imagine him answering the phone, be like, "Hello," and then be like, "Is this Junkyard?"
That still feels weird to me, like when Hutch or Sark calls me and it's like Wings. It's like it's coming out my telephone.
The controversy thing only takes you so far. Like, really, if you go in there and like badmouth the iPhone or something, you'll get some subs, but you'll never be as big as a likable guy, right? That's why Hutch got enormous. That's why Seenanders got enormous. These guys, everyone kind of related to them and wanted the best for them. There's no limit on how big your channel can be when you're going for popular. There's a pretty limited spot on how big your channel can be when you're going for hated.
Yep. I don't you're exactly right. I mean, if your thing is, "Hey, I'm an asshole," then people are going to come and watch your videos, but they're going to come to call you an asshole, and then they're going to leave. Like, they're not, what you want is people who watch your videos who actually like you and enjoy what you're doing, not people coming to call you an asshole. Because that would probably get old pretty fast.
Yeah, you wear out with that. I need a chance to think about this, but maybe you guys have something off the top of your head. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Oh, hold up.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up, because the other day I was thinking about how to define what a friend is, and I was thinking that, because somebody was like, I always hear people be like, "Oh, you don't have any friends in real life." And I started thinking to myself, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have any friends in real life, because my only friend is my cousin. Because I know I could tell him the worst thing I've ever done in my life, and he'd still be my cousin, and he'd still be my friend. But I can't think of anybody else that's true about. Think about your, like, coworkers or friends. If you were to tell them, like, the top 3 worst things you've ever done in your life, would they still want to be your friend, honestly? And I think that's how you judge a real friend.
I'm having a hard time thinking a really bad thing. Yeah. Go ahead, Wings. What's the worst thing you've done?
I was about 8, and I was playing outside with this kitten. And I just watched a video, Kittens and Caboodles, and it told me kittens always land on their feet. So I took this cat, and I kept throwing him up to see if he'd land on his feet. Well, eventually the cat broke its neck.
Oh, my gosh. I remember one time my friend had a cat, and I hated it, and the cat hated me. But I'm bigger, so I win. And we used to mess with this cat a whole bunch. And one of the things we did is we put tape under each paw, and it makes them walk really funny because they'd shake their paw in the air after every single step. But that wasn't enough. The cat had this knack for, like, jumping off around the things that are high in the room. And we put that to the test. And I eventually put him on the ceiling fan and turned it on. And he sat there, and he held on for a while, and he eventually flew into the wall. And that's my cat abuse story. It's pretty funny to me.
That's my cat abuse story.
Oh, I had another one. I had a girlfriend that had a dog, and it was I think it was a Cocker Spaniel, and those things are the meanest, nastiest, most disgusting little whatever. And this dog would always bite me. And because the girlfriend's opinion of me was important, I would just, like, try and make friends with the dog and stuff. But the second she left the room, I would fuck with that dog. My gosh. I'd smack it in the head. I'd be like, "Who's the boss now?" And I'd whack it, and I'd like hold it by the neck and just sort of like make it, like, hold its neck to the ground like I was some sort of prison guard. And I would mess with that dog when she wasn't around. And as soon as she gets back, I'm petting it, trying to get along.
I think I'm gonna leave now. What the hell's wrong with people with the animal abuse? I've shot animals before, but
yeah, but the dogs I've shot always had a reason. They were on the verge of death or dying currently.
Someone just wrote, "This is a side of Woody that he's never seen." The truth is, this is totally in line with the revenge-based vegetarianism thing. That dog had it coming. That dog needed a little whooping. And, for me to bully that dog when she wasn't around, dude, that dog bullied me when she was.
Yeah, I think the worst thing I've ever done is I sold a woman a car at Christmas, and I knew she wasn't going to be able to buy Christmas presents for her kids that year, but I sold it to her anyway. That's probably the worst thing I've ever done. And in the chat box, somebody said that the new topic should be FPS Kyle blocking me because I corrected his spelling error. Yeah, you deserved your block. I am a grammar
motherfucker.
not
That's a community block in my case.
Oh gosh.
Fuck you and your perfectionist.
Oh, someone told me to. Justin is a prodigy. Wants you to unblock him.
Don't care.
All right.
Look here. Once you get blocked by me, there is no unblocking because I'm not scrolling through 11,000 motherfucking names to unblock your bitch ass.
That's
Fuck you.
the thing. Wings would have well over 100,000 subs if it wasn't for his thousands and thousands of blocks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
People fuss because I block a lot, but I don't. Like I have
Look,
like
I block
75. I have like 75 blocks, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Woody, why are you blocking everyone? They didn't do anything majorly wrong." You know what? If I block you, you earned it, baby. That's the end of that.
Hey, look here. If I block you, you might not have earned it, but I felt you earned it when you did it. Like, I posted a video today, and I go, I'm looking for strong Battlefield players, 2 KD above, 2 win-loss above. Do not send me a message if you do not have this. I got 30 messages with under that. Every one of them got blocked. Every one of them.
I saw somebody on one of my on that last video I posted. Somebody typed impressive period, like they were saying like they didn't care, like they weren't impressed. Oh, that's an insta block. Like block. Like no. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's the best advice anyone ever got. That will keep you safe throughout your life.
That's whenever I do block someone, and it's not that often.
It's like right now, CW Frank Faggot, I'd ban him right now if I had access to it.
So what happens is they'll say something mean, and the normal thing you do is delete their comment. If I delete your comment, you got off easy. You know, if I delete your comment, that just means I didn't want what you said to be on my channel. If you're a bigger jerk, I'll leave it there, and then I'll let everybody know that you got blocked or community blocked, and I'll tell them, hey, enjoy your block. And that guy is meant to be like. So my father-in-law was in the Korean War. And he was saying that I think the Turkish people did something he really admired. When they killed an enemy soldier, who was approaching their camp, they didn't just leave the body there. They put him on a pike, or they put his head on a pike, and there were lots of dead people around. And they weren't always soldiers. Sometimes they went there just to steal stuff from them, and they would kill the thieves and then leave some body parts on display, and it stopped the thieves from coming there anymore. That's what the Enjoy Your Block is all about. The Enjoy Your Block is, hey, I want everyone to know that this kind of behavior means you're gone. That's it. No more. So sometimes they just, mention my family, or sometimes they'll say something nasty. One guy cursed at me. You know what? Adios, buddy.
Exactly. And for you guys in the stream, just keep in mind I'm a moderator on the stream, and I read every message.
Oh, wait. Sky Racing wants to be blocked. Let me fix this. Banned. Sorry for the bad podcast moment there. Hey, let's talk about your worst teachers. Who has your worst teacher in high school? You remember him?
Mine wasn't in high school.
Mine wasn't either.
What do you got?
I had Miss Watson. She was a I want to say social studies teacher in the 4th grade. I want to say she could not handle the stress of screaming kids, and I wasn't a bad kid. I never went to detention or anything like that. So I was usually the kid that just sat in class and did what he was supposed to do. But the kid, I live in a predominantly black neighborhood, and they wild out when he in class.
They wild out.
Wild out.
Wild out. Okay.
I remember she lost her job 4 weeks into school starting because she freaked out and ripped down the whiteboard, and she screamed at the kids.
That's awesome.
Ran out, and the kids were cheering when they made her crack.
Wait a minute. That's not the worst teacher you've ever had. That's the worst group of children you've ever been in a class.
I've never seen it. I've never seen another teacher crack. Most teachers almost every other teacher I had been in the game 15, 20 years, and they were cold. They heard it all. They seen it all. She was a new teacher.
I had a teacher in 4th grade called Jane Evans. Jane Evans, who lives in Hartwell, Georgia. And she was a real cunt. my parents had to come up to the school like 4 or 5 times to deal with this crazy bitch because she was insane. And dude, how would I get an illegit score in Geometry Wars? What do I got? What have I got? Like Uber hack scores in Geo Wars? Come on. And but she was crazy. Somebody wrote that in the comment box for you podcast listeners. But no, like she was just fucking crazy. She had it out for me. She was always like just ridiculous shit. Like I remember one day I got in trouble because when I flushed the urinal in the bathroom, I used my foot. Now I don't know if you've ever been in a bathroom with a bunch of other 4th graders. They don't have a lot of hand-eye coordination when they're taking a piss. You don't want to be touching those flush handles. So yeah, I kicked it when I was in the 4th grade, and I'll kick it today. This is how it's going to work, Jane.
I had a teacher in 2nd grade, and I loved her. I thought she was cool, and she was always extra nice to me. And like she would let me slide on certain assignments, and I thought it was because she felt like I didn't need to do all the work to prove that I knew what I was doing. And I talked to my mother a few years later, and she thought I was retarded.
No.
It's true, yeah. It's true. Her name was... yeah. She thought I was retarded. Yeah, well, I don't know if she used the word retarded, but yeah, she thought I was, like, special in some way. And that's why, like, when she's like, you don't have to finish your multiplication, I thought it was because that we both had this mutual understanding that I understood multiplication so well I didn't have to do all this work. And from her perspective, it was like lowering her standards for the retarded kid.
Yeah, oh my god, that's I would have never told that.
That brings up to mind, like, why do teachers make you do work they know you can do?
I don't know.
I mean, everybody's probably sat in class like, man, I obviously know how to do this. Like when I think I went into keyboarding in 8th grade, and I went into keyboarding knowing how to type. I could type 70 words a minute without error. I'm like, why do I need this class? Why can't I take the test right now and just go home an extra, period early?
I don't know, man.
Well, that particular example, I don't know, but I think I look back and realize that like my favorite days were also the teacher's favorite days. The days you did nothing but watch film in class. Like I didn't realize at the time that's what they did all day. Every class they taught watched that stupid film. That was a day off. I never get a day like that, but they were rocking it, watching some stupid history film. They just set the projector up and read a book. That sounds cool.
I had an English teacher that used to read to us. I mean, I don't know why she was. We were in like it was like 10th grade honors. She would sit there and read to us.
I have a theory.
I remember when that was an honors class and not some kind of
I think she thought
class.
Yeah, she thought you were retarded. That's the problem right there.
But I mean, literally, like Lord of the Rings was just coming out, and she read us the entire Hobbit book for like it took like a week. She broke it down to like 45 minutes of the hour and a half class. She just read the Hobbit.
You were in high school when Lord of the Rings came out?
Yeah.
God, you people are babies.
Yeah, I was too, man. I'll never forget. I'll never forget like watching Lord of the Rings: Return of the King in theaters with a buddy and a girl, and I remember like we were being douches. First of all, let me admit that. First of all, but it's at the part where those giant trolls are storming the city and they have these huge drums, and I looked at my buddy and I'm like, "Who made those drums?" He's like, "Yeah, I know, right? Who's making those giant drums?" I'm like, "I don't know. There got to be some like mountain hideaway where they make giant drums for the trolls." And the guy next to us is like, "Could you please be quiet? I'm trying to watch the movie." And we ended up getting this big argument right there in Lord of the Rings, and we ended up like almost getting into a fight over the trolls with the drums in Lord of the Rings. But I love those movies. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is probably my favorite trilogy of all time, more so than Star Wars or any of that stuff.
Somebody said hot teachers. I got that one too. It's 11th grade history was Miss Johnson. And she knew what she was doing. She wore like these teacher's pants, but they were like skin tight. They were like a size too small, and you could see them sucked up into her ass, and her thong would always hang out the top of them.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, I had one of. Somebody asked. Somebody also asked if you've ever hit on a teacher, and and this is sort of the hot teacher thing as well. Miss Bollinger, in I think that was senior year. Yeah, Miss Bollinger senior year. and she was new, and she like new to our high school, and I'm not even sure if she was actually an accredited teacher. She had been in the military. I don't know what she was doing in the military, but it kept her in shape. She was looking nice.
There was oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, but I remember I like thumped the pencil off my desk when she was near me and like looked at her like, yeah, bend over and get it. And she just like shakes her hand like, pick your own pencil up. Like walks away.
So I was in 11th grade or 12th it could have been, but it was junior or senior year in high school, and there was a substitute teacher. Now she was young. She was probably like 21 years old, and she was beautiful, right? This beautiful young hotness. And what made it especially epic, one of my classmates was dating her. And he was the captain of the wrestling team. Yeah, this guy was Pat Lynch. I bet if you Google him, you still get stuff on him. This guy had like a 150-game winning streak in high school wrestling, or 150-match winning streak. He was state champion his freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and he was dating this like mega hot college chick, and she was our sub. So pretty cool. So.
Dude, I don't care about Geometry Wars. Why are you typing this stuff? Why are you trying to start drama? I don't care.
Somebody wrote he rooted it. Jeff rooted a teacher. My partner in Huppet Gaming, Sass Ben Jr. just claims that he had it on with a teacher. Oh,
wow!
But it was
I wouldn't put that by him. I mean, they like 10-year-olds apparently.
2 years after school, they like 10-year-olds.
I mean, so let's talk about that. How are these 10-year-olds scoring with these super hot teachers?
I know. Now, I want to talk about the double standard too, right? So, if a say 30-year-old guy has it with a 12-year-old, let's not say 12, let's say 15-year-old girl, then it's obviously off limits, right? This is a huge problem. But if you reverse it, if a 15-year-old guy makes it with a 30-year-old teacher, everyone's like, nice. So what's up with that? Is it equally bad?
No. It's not equally bad now.
Because the first thing, guys are generally they follow their dick, whereas if it, and that's the whole case. If he's hitting on the 15-year-old girl because he's horny, well, the 15-year-old boy is hitting on the 30-year-old teacher because he's horny. It's easy to understand. Girls are more complicated. Like, why does the 30-year-old woman hit on the 15-year-old kid?
Less of a threat. He's easy to control. She can keep the relationship completely in her control.
She's a pedophile. That's why she wants to have sex with 15-year-old boys.
That's not the case. Like that, the first one that got famous actually married the kid after he got of age.
Yeah, but see, there you go. I loved him.
That's a good point.
Let me just say this: if I were in that situation, that you always hear like, apparently he told his friends and they told concerned parents. I ain't telling nobody. Nobody's gonna know except for me and Miss Johnson.
Did you see the last one where the teacher was giving a 15-year-old oral sex and the janitor called him?
See, that's well. Then you gotta like involve the janitor because
like, come on over, Bo. Come on.
Yeah, get some blackmail material on him.
It's like, come on, Willie, get in here.
All right, Willie, you get the back. Let me keep finishing.
Oh my God! What are your wings? Wow.
Woody likes the back door.
That's how you do it.
That's janitor wouldn't do that. If
you want to keep the janitor's mouth shut, that's what you do. Lift your skirt. Let him slide around back. You got this covered.
Think about this. Your career. Just take one.
Worst place I ever lived. You guys have a worst place you ever lived? I think I talked about one story. Where you grew up?
I've only lived in like 3 or 4 different places, so it's like I don't have that big of a list. And to be honest, like I always lived in nice places. Like I mean, it was usually because, like I remember like when I first moved to Atlanta, like at first I was looking for like a cheap apartment. I was like, "What's the cheapest apartment you got here?" And she's like, "Oh, this one's only $500 a month." And I'm like, "All right, let me see it." And it's like a basement apartment that you had to like walk past the normal people apartments and go underground. And it was like this tiny little shit box. And I was like, okay, why don't you show me the second to cheapest apartment that you've got? Because this ain't going to work. This is like where serial killers take children to like murder them. I'm not living here.
You think I could get a girl down here? Hell no.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, come on, I'm down here, and she's gonna be like, normal people don't live down there. I'm gonna be like, come on,
dude.
She's like, what are you, a troll?
I talked about my worst on the podcast already. I lived in this place. It was a low-income housing unit. I paid $3.90 a month in rent, and there was a wife beater underneath me who dealt drugs to kids, and it was a mess. It was my first apartment ever. But we have had literally between 500 and 700 requests to talk about uncomfortable boners.
Yeah,
And,
like, what is people's deal? Like, there's no embarrassing place to have a boner, all right? That's
no,
proud.
it was the other podcast, the You Ain't Grizz Baby. They covered it for a while. About
Who is that?
Gold Glove is on it. Hutch is on it. Is Justra on it? And S&D's is on it. Funny guys. I listened to it, actually. It was a really good podcast. I was listening to their podcast, and I was like, wow, this is good. So good stuff. But they talked about boners in awkward places. So, Kyle, hit this.
There's no embarrassing place to have a boner. Like let it roll, man. Like, yeah.
Kyle's a social badass. He's like, yeah, baby.
If anybody like looks down and notices, you just kind of look down at yourself, kind of nod at them, like, yeah, that's all me.
Right. Some girl points out your boner. This is not my embarrassment. This is your opportunity, sweetheart.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember I had sweatpants on. I didn't wear sweatpants all that often. This is like 7th grade. And I had a boner for no apparent reason. And sweatpants boners are hard to hide. I don't think I had any pockets. I couldn't pull the hand maneuver. I didn't have a belt to tuck under. All I could do is, let that sail fly. And some guys took notice of it. But then one of the prettier girls in school walked by at the same time. And she took notice of it. And my dumbass friend, Joe Tarantini, was like, lay off. She has that effect. And it's like, oh, you're not helping. And everyone razzed me about her like I had a crush on her. And I didn't, literally have a crush on her. Like, I wasn't crushing on her thinking about her all the time. But she certainly would have been a girl. If she had a crush on me, I'd have said yes in a moment. But, yeah, I let the sail fly in some sweatpants back in 7th grade. And they all blamed it on the girl being nearby.
Nice.
Wings, you got something?
No, I ain't got nothing on this. I can't even think of the last time I've had a boner in public. It's a fat thing.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Wait, there's a fat thing with regards to getting boners?
Yeah.
I don't
Sugar
like
levels.
this conversation and the way it's going.
No, the listeners want to hear more.
Oh no,
Listeners are weird
I can get it up, but
Uh-huh.
I just don't naturally get it up. Like when my pants rubbing it wrong, there has to be physical contact.
Oh, I see. So the deal is that, everyone's like, more, tell me more. So the deal is, you don't have, they were talking about just being bumpy on the bus, and giving them boners. And you think that your clothes fit in a different way, so you didn't have that same issue.
Yeah, but it isn't the fact it is. I just don't get aroused that easily.
Yeah, didn't you say that you never masturbate?
I don't. Never need to.
Huh. Yeah, me too.
New topic.
So, Woody, I heard you had some nut surgery, huh? How'd that go?
We covered that. That was awful. So,
Jesus Christ.
what game are you guys looking forward to more? Black Ops, Halo Reach?
Black Ops.
Black Ops?
I'm not even buying Halo Reach.
I'm not buying Halo Reach either.
I might not have bought Halo Reach if it wasn't coming out 2 months before Black Ops. But the fact that it's coming out 2 months before Black Ops, I'll probably play it almost exclusively. And I'll try to get good at it. Yeah. And the other thing is, I almost feel like it's cross-training, right? Because in Modern Warfare, the key to success is kind of knowing enemy traffic patterns, using cover, keeping your target small, stuff like that. It's all tactics-based. And good aim is important. Getting on target first is really helpful, but and staying on target, especially if they're moving. But the big part of it is controlling the engagement. In Halo, probably the most important thing is being able to hit that forward body shots with a head finish. Right, accurate aim is a big deal. So I'm hoping that if I play Halo for 2 months and really focus on that shot, get the bloom down, get boom, 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 head. Well, that was only 3 shots, but
Won't help you at all.
I think it will. I think that
Think about this. $2 sucks at Modern Warfare 2.
Well, that's because if that's true, and I'm not going to say that's true, that's because he hasn't done the cross training, right? I think that he might say I suck at Halo, and I do in comparison.
I'm just saying, Halo's just going to make you more rush happy, and when you go back to Black Ops, it's going to feel like you're just getting destroyed one-shot weapons.
If you work on Halo and play it every night for 2 months, I think you can come out of that being better on the stick, learning something new, which is really accurate aim. And then you bring that talent back to Modern Warfare, you could be a better player than you were before. Right? It's more than just aim in Modern Warfare. In Modern Warfare, a lot of it is, traffic patterns, knowing where your target's going to be, knowing all these lines of sight. Those things are really important, whereas the Halo maps feel a lot more wide open. Knowing all the tricky lines of sight isn't really the key to what was the base that wasn't sword base in the Halo Reach beta? What was the other one called?
I remember sword base. I remember that little stage where
it had the water in the middle.
Yeah, the water, like little water pits in the middle, and there was
Powerhouse. Yeah, thank you, Stream. So, so Powerhouse, for example, I don't think people really knew lots of tricky super lines of sight. Like in Modern Warfare, you stand in a window, you sort of edge out to the side, you can see a common camping spot across the map. That's not going to get you any kills in Halo. The people are too slow to die. What gets you kills in Halo is accurate shooting and moving forward. Also, power
double
weapons.
teaming somebody.
Are we back on this? Are we back on the janitor again?
No, I'm playing Halo the other day, and the best way to play that damn game is to run with your team.
Did you guys see the BioShock Infinite trailer?
Oh yeah, man, that was some great
Me too,
stuff,
man.
right?
That was awesome.
I love how it started. That was great.
Yeah. So to me,
I really enjoyed that.
That trailer was awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that game. BioShock's one of the most expensive games I buy, and it's $60 like all the rest, but I play it for about 6-10 hours tops, and then I never touch it again. So I love BioShock, and I'm going to keep buying it, but it's expensive compared to Modern Warfare.
I just wasted $50 on Ghost Warrior.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah, I saw you playing that. Like I tell you what, like I've got a sixth sense about video games. I can tell you if a game's going to be good or not. Usually just hearing the name of it. All right, when you told me the name of that game, I was like, that game sucks. No, I don't even see. And if I see the cover of a game, I can look at the cover of a game and I can tell you if it's a good game or not. Every single time, I swear to God.
Hey, Stream, when does Gears of War 3 come out? What's the release date for that?
Like next year.
Don't know, don't care.
For that. Really? I played.
I care.
I played Gears of War 3. Yeah, I'll play it with you. I played it with a friend last time. April of 2011. So that's a really good release time. That's I'm happy to hear that. The what stinks is like Halo and Black Ops are kind of going to suck all the oxygen out of Q4 of this year, right? That Christmas season. If Medal of Honor was out now, I'd probably be playing it all the time. If Medal of Honor were to come out in like February, but it's going to, I think it comes out in October, which is right in between Halo and Modern Warfare 2. They picked the wrong time. That's probably going to be a better than average game surrounded by major blockbusters. So I think they picked the wrong one. Borderlands last year, when that come out in August maybe? No one would have bought that game if it came out for a Christmas release. But they couldn't keep it on the shelves in August. And that's because everyone was kind of wrapping up with Call of Duty 4 and World at War, looking for something new, and then Borderlands hit the floor.
Yeah, like I said, last time I played Gears of War, the co-op campaign with a buddy, and it was just a lot of fun, just hanging out with, I don't know, I think we beat it in one sitting. So it was a lot of fun to play. And I think this next one is 4-player co-op. So I'm going to have some fun with it. We get 4 commentators. I'm definitely going to do one playthrough with my buddy, with a couple of friends. I've already promised a female friend of mine that you guys know, whose name will not be uttered, that I'm going to play it with her. And but I'd like to play with like 3 other commentators too. It'd be kind of a fun video series to maybe do.
I look at Gears of War as the same aspect as Army of Two. Games I shall not buy.
Why don't you want Gears of War?
Never played it. One Xbox guy.
I played Gears of War. Oh, that's right. No, people are saying Gears sucks. Gears to me had one of the better single player storylines of all the games that I've tried.
Yeah, so does Final Fantasy VII. Don't see me playing it still.
Yeah, I like to check these games out. I have a good time with them. So
we've already done losing virginity on an earlier podcast. Just talking to that guy.
Yeah, people are typing. People always type stupid things into the box.
That always bothers me. People ask request videos, and I've done. It's like, can you do a class setup video? Can you do a video of what your gaming setup is? Can you do a video of I don't know, like F2000 with no kill streaks?
Everybody's always asking for a setup video. It's like, all right, guys, let me tell you what my setup is real quick, and you'll get over it real fast. It's an Xbox and a TV. And if you want to see a picture of it, go to GameBattles.com. My username is Kyle5986. There's a picture of it right there. No point in making a video of
that. People ask me, what gets me is when they ask me for videos I've already done. A lot of people are like, Woody, when are you going to show your face? Like, I've done it about 4 times, including my first video ever. If you're asking me what I look like, you're not a fan, and I'm not taking requests from you. Woody, do a setup video. Really? I did like a 10-minute setup video, including all the furniture I built for this room. If you're asking me to do a setup video, you must not watch my videos. So don't ask.
And no, that's not my birthday. You're retarded. Somebody tried to type my birthday in there and decipher my username, and you're not very good at math. Nice job.
Are you sure it's not your birthday?
My birthday is May 9th, 1986. I am 24 years old.
Well, oh, wait a minute.
Though I look
5986. That's your birthday, 5986.
Yeah, but that guy thought it was May 8th, 1986 somehow.
Short.
Yeah, see, that guy's getting it right. Yeah, but the best part is I look like I'm only like the guy was like, this guy's like, you got a 20K GB rank, what the fuck? But yeah, I mean, I look like I'm 19, so that works out real nice. I'm hoping like when I'm 30, I look like I'm 24, and when I'm 40, I look like maybe I'm like 30.
So I'm hoping I'm alive at 30.
Why would you be dead at 30?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I got kind of a temper. Kind of guy who slaps me in the mouth and I think about it.
kind of stuff gets you killed?
Yeah. You ever do something then realize you shouldn't have done it? Like immediately after you did it?
Yeah. I remember one time I was in high school and I talked trash about Kurt Hayes. Did I tell this story yet? About Kurt Hayes? So I'm in the guidance counselor's room. And the deal was in study hall, you had to get a library pass to leave this room, which was torture like detention, and go to the library. And they only let so many people go. So if you weren't allowed to go, you could usually ask to talk to the guidance counselor, like you were emotionally upset, and they couldn't say no. So I would do that just to get out of the room, and I'd take like 10 minutes to do a 60-second walk, and eventually make my way to the guidance counselor's office and hang out in there, like reading magazines and stuff. It was a pretty big room. Anyway, there was this emotionally disturbed kid in there named Kurt Hayes, and he was telling stories about why he left his previous school and joined ours. And he dressed in a black leather jacket like he was Fonzie or something. And he was talking about how he had to hide in his apartment behind a steel door because gunshots rang out and he was in all this trouble. And for some reason, I called bullshit on this guy. And I'm like, that sounds like bullshit. He's like, what? What'd you say? And I repeated it, having really no fear at the time. It wasn't until about 2.5 minutes later that I realized this might be a problem. So he said he was going to beat me up after school. And it didn't happen. After school, I managed to sort of slip out and go home. And the next day, he was telling everyone that he was going to beat me up, that he was going to be waiting for me at the bike rack, which is, how I got to school at the time. And I didn't really have much, what was I going to do? Leave my bike there or, not face it or whatever. So what I did do is I talked to everyone at school and told them that, I was trying to gather allies. And he was doing the same thing. The trouble is this kid was new to school and nobody liked him. And not that I was like Mr. Popular or anything, but I was a whole lot more popular than him. And I had been in the school system for a long time. So after school at the bike rack, and I swear to God these numbers are on target, I had about 750 people on my side, and he had 6. And they all just sort of swarmed, and he and his 6 friends didn't know what to do. One of the toughest guys, probably from my side, went and approached them to talk it out, and they agreed to walk away and not mess with me anymore. And that's how it went down.
How'd that fit into you knowing you did something wrong as soon as you said it?
Well, I think if it wasn't for all my friends, that it would have gone the wrong way. Like I think he would have won that fight.
As soon as Woody started to fall, all I could hear is, "Yo, go grab the ball."
Yeah. So like I spent the whole day sort of campaigning. One guy even laughed. He came to me. He's like, "I heard you're gathering a posse," and he's giggling at me. I'm like, "Yeah, you down?" He was down. So I remember that. It was I never got in that fight.
The mob of 700 some students didn't alert the teachers.
I don't know. It was the as I think about it, it was not too much different than like the natural traffic pattern there, because at the end of school, the bike racks would be swamped with people who were ready to go home, and all it really looked like was the kids were lingering there a whole lot longer than normal, except for this like empty area surrounding those 6. They stood alone. So
how much of a pansy were you to enlist 750 different people?
It got to be almost a habit. Like maybe I was a community builder way back in the day, but like once I had like 30 or so, I knew it was a done deal. It just kept growing. I was 30. Like, oh yeah, let's do this. The football team missed practice that day because they did it as a group. Like if one guy missed practice, it was a problem. If they all missed practice, it wasn't a problem. So yeah, the whole football team was there, like on my side, and that's
when you slap him in the mouth. That's when you go down.
Captain talk. You slap a guy in the mouth where you can't win that fight next time you're alone. No,
you weren't alone.
I wasn't alone that moment.
You had machine guns, and you swung one.
I wasn't alone at the time. Sometimes you're alone. So, I think it worked out just fine.
Hey,
that guy never talked to me again.
I'd have took that bike rack and wrapped it around his neck.
Wings, you don't have a good fight in high school story?
No, I didn't get in a fight in high school. Last one I got in a fight, I was like 14, and I spray painted the guy in the eyes.
All right. Some guy wants Kyle to talk about whether premarital sex is okay because he's the Tiger Woods of boning women. But I take offense to that. I think Tiger Woods is the Tiger Woods of boning women.
Yes, he is.
Can I say something here before Kyle starts?
Yeah.
Premarital sex is 100% fine because the human species is not designed to have a mate. Males are designed to fuck a woman, and as soon as the child can walk, they go and fuck another woman. That's why our genes are designed. That's the way we act. That's why there's so many failed marriages in like 3 years.
Kyle, you okay with premarital sex?
No, I abhor it.
Yeah, kind of a dumb question. I'll talk about it too. So I don't have a problem with premarital sex. That's cool. But I will say that the total slut thing, like eventually what happens is you'll pair up with one person. And you've got this kind of history. And it's a history that is a certain baggage. You don't necessarily have to be each other's first when you get married. But on the other hand, you don't want to be somebody's like 96th. Because it's not quite the same. It takes away a little something. You've got that experience that doesn't fit with monogamy if you eventually head that way, and most people do.
That just died off right away.
I know. No one wants to return to
that.
I
said something, but I had accidentally muted my mic. I just randomly said 55th in that awkward silence.
Nice.
So your whole counterpoint is you don't have premarital sex often because you get a little baggage with you, and your spouse might not be as experienced. You might make them feel inadequate because you're good at boning.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have put it quite that way, but you look at someone's history and how much they bring to it. And it's almost like a little bit is okay, but tons and tons and tons. Like, look, there are people who, let's say it's the woman. There are people who used her and didn't care about her. There are people who, had sex with her like she just wasn't an important person. And when she has a lot of that history behind her, it's kind of uncool when she's yours. Like somebody else just pumped her and dumped her, and now she's yours, and she's somewhat used. She's, there's your shiny penny that's a special thing, and then there's that penny that's old and rotten, been passed around a whole lot.
You put way too much thought into a sexual act.
Oh?
All right. You don't think about that kind of shit when you're going out with somebody. Like, you don't think about, man, this girl sucked my dick. I wonder how many other guys' dick she sucked next time I kiss her. You don't think about that kind of thing.
Eventually you do, though, right? Like, if she's the one that you sort of sync up with for good, then you're like, how many dicks has she sucked, to quote you. And it's kind of her baggage that goes along with it. If that number is low, you can cope with it. If you know that she was in some stall of a ballroom, a bar's bathroom stall, just blowing guys on weekends, then that's, something a little less special about that woman after she has built that sort of history.
But you could look at it positive, Mr. Gritch. You could like, man, she must give great oral sex if people would actually pay her for it over and over and over again.
Well, then you want to be one of the 9,000, not the one that got her in the end. Yeah, that's where you want to be.
I think there's worse things to get than a slut, namely a gold digger. Gold diggers are worse than sluts, in my opinion. What's your take on that, Kyle, Mr. Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, Kyle, what's worse?
I don't care. They're not getting too much out of me anyway. I mean, I think the most expensive thing I've ever, there's been girls that I dated for, long periods of time who I bought really expensive stuff, but as far as somebody I just met, it's not like I'm, spending massive amounts of money on you. I'll spend money on, dinner, but it's mostly just so that I can eat somewhere nice. It doesn't really have anything to do with you.
What's the most expensive thing you bought a girl, Kyle?
Ooh, what?
My money says 20-ounce drink.
You'd be way off. I'm trying to think if there's anything more expensive than the thing I've already thought of. I bought a girl a coat one time that was very, very expensive. I guess it's the car. I got a girl a Mustang one time, but it wasn't like a new Mustang. It was at the time it was probably a 2003 Mustang. It was probably 2 or 3 years old. So,
I think I have a last topic of the night. Somebody wrote it in the forum. How is your life going right now?
Mine?
All three. You can go first.
Mine's going pretty well.
How so?
Talking to I'm talking to a couple different female friends. Having fun with my little YouTube going-ons. Everything at work's going good. I started working out again recently. Got on a new diet. I've been eating mostly grilled chicken and salad. Been running about 1.5 miles a day, which is a lot for somebody who hasn't ran in 3 years and smoked cigarettes. And I'm feeling pretty good lately.
Wings, how's your life going right now?
Yeah, my life's picking up. I might have a steady job here coming up soon, where I pretty much work entirely out of the house. I just got to make ends meet for about another 3 months, and I should be raring to go with the new thing I'm gonna take on, which I don't know how people are going to take it in the long run.
You told me about this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And other than that, I'm on a diet myself. I've been on a diet about 2 weeks, and I've lost 2.5 inches on my waist. And it's nothing special. It's no specialty foods. What I do is just count calories. I figured, I was looking it up. It takes 4,096 calories for a guy my height and weight to sustain my weight. So what I do is I only eat 2,200 calories. So every time I burn 3,500 calories, I lose 1 pound of fat. So I've basically been doing that, and just instead of drinking soda, I've been drinking like Diet Coke Zero cherries, and like either like Gatorade or water.
Nice, man. That's awesome. So good for you. My life has been heavy lately. Of course, I got the dog thing I mentioned. We might put him down tomorrow, and that's pretty rough. At work, I've been super busy, so I've been working like not just a lot, but nonstop. Like the last couple days this week, I'd look up, it'd be between 5:30 and 7 p.m., and I realized I had skipped breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just working nonstop, and I keep going till say 11 or so, and then wrap it up and play Xbox. So that's a lot of work, and but all the really big stuff, like my career's secure, my relationship with my wife is awesome, my kids are doing all right. So
you skipped that question, Woody.
What did I skip?
What's the most expensive thing you bought your wife?
Most expensive thing I bought my wife? The house. I'm trying to think. Something that's just for her?
Singular. We need singular items here. Nothing that Woody can enjoy as well.
Total Toyota 4Runner, maybe? Most recent
Can't
car.
buy American, can you?
Can't what? Can't buy American. Where are 4Runners built? Are they built in California?
It doesn't matter where they're built at. The fact is the final dollar goes to a Japanese corporation.
That depends on who you're rooting for. I mean, do you want...
I used to work for the Japanese. I used to work for Hitachi, which is what Mechlash used to be. It's a subsidiary of Hitachi Metals America.
But the thing is, so I look at this right.
All the products are made in America. The thing on the box said made in America. But guess what? The money came from Japan. The money went to Japan. My job, if the fucking company over in Japan can make our product cheaper and better for less, my job would have went to Japan. Same thing happens. Shit hits the fan. Japan companies leave America.
But you have kind of a choice. Do you want to support the American blue collar worker, even if it's a Japanese company, or do you want to support the Canadian and Mexican blue collar worker? When
you gotta look at it this way.
Company's American.
You could support that blue collar worker that works at the Toyota plant, which is like 3 plants. Or you can support that GM worker that works at the
Canadian
GM plant. No, GM has a lot of American plants still.
Where are their trucks built?
Like my truck, I own a GM truck. The drivetrain was built in Kentucky, and the body was built in Canada.
Yeah, I had this notion that they were built in Canada, so maybe it's only half right. But when it comes to me, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to back the blue collar guy and go for that. And if we're talking about where all the profits head to, do I need to remind you of GM's profits? I mean, it's not a lot to worry about.
I bet you money my GM truck will be towing yours to the junkyard. You'd be like, man, my shit broke down again, Wings. Can you come pull that true. GM over there?
No way,
man.
Like,
all right. I'll bring the Hardy trailer, Woody.
No, I'm not saying that if we tied a tow strap, I'd win. But if you want to talk about whose truck lasts longer, I'll take that.
Oh, man. I got 8 years on you already.
What year's your truck?
02. Never had a problem with it.
You've got 1 year on me. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Get the time to wrap up?
Yeah.
Yep. I got to run here in a little while.
Somebody banned SB Fly. Honda makes shit vehicles. If you like Honda vehicles, you have a little penis. Somebody make fun of him.
I am not banning him for saying he likes Hondas. It's just not going down like that.
All right, Raynard Bud needs a mod. He's got a 1988 Silverado running strong. I believe that.
All right.
My first car was a 95 Silverado. And I sold that car for like $3,000 at 300,000 some miles, 328,000 miles. Only thing I ever put in was a transmission.
Is that it? All right, let's wrap up here.
and a couple hundred fuel pumps, but that's a different story.
Right. That was Painkiller already.
My 95 Silverado had so many damn fuel pumps. I ended up just cutting a door in the bed of it so I could open it up to change the fuel pump. All right, but that's been Painkiller already. Episode 18. We doing the next one live as well, or we're going to go back to guests?
See who we get. Very good. Night, everybody.
Peace.
Night.